Hey guys, Triple B here. Today we're checking out a deck that focuses on putting your opponent into some very, say, sticky situations, being Spite Ops EX. It is a card I wanted to check out a little bit earlier in the Scarlet and Violet life cycle, but we're finally getting around to it. It's actually a lot better than I thought it would be. So Spite Ops EX is a very powerful Pokemon, and in part due to its ability. So the ability Trap Territory is going to increase the retreat cost of your opponent's active Pokemon by 1 energy. And the nice thing about this, you can stack it. So you can have 4 Spite Ops in play, boost their retreat cost by 4. All of a sudden, they can't really get out of the active unless they're running specific switch cards. So like Switch, Escape Rope, and you can kind of just buy some time with that if you want. It does give you the option to kind of just boss stall them a little bit, bring something heavy in the active, pass. If you're struggling to get set up, it's a great option to be able to go into, especially in the Gardevoir matchup, where if they put all of their energy onto a Gardevoir, just boss up their Greninja, they can't accelerate energy from the discard pile to it. All of a sudden, that frog's stuck in the active, and you just pass till you win. But that's not really how I like to play decks, so it's a good thing that Spot Ops also has a pretty solid attack that scales up with retreat cost too in Wire Hang. It's going to do a base damage of 90 and then 30 more damage for each retreat cost in your opponent's Pokemon. If you have multiple Spot Ops in play, well, it's just going to get stronger and stronger. Even with just 2 Spot Ops in play, let's say they have a retreat cost of 2, all of a sudden that's brought up to 4. You're doing 120 plus that base 90, bringing it up to 210 all up. You can take out low HP V Pokemon or attach a Choice Belt, bring that up to 240 to get the slightly bulkier ones. 240 though, it's not big damage, right? Like it sounds like a lot of setup. The attack does only cost 2 energy, so it's not too hard to get to. Like to do a bigger number though, so we're also going to run Leafeon VMAX. Leafeon has a very similar attack to Spite Ops, where it's going to do more damage based on their retreat cost. The trade-off being here though, it does a multiplier, so it does 60 for each retreat cost. So if they only have 1 retreat cost, you're only doing 60 damage. So there's often times where Spite Ops makes more sense. For example, up against Lost Box, where they only have 1 retreat cost. They have Beach Court in play, they have no retreat cost. You have a Spite Ops in play, they have 1 retreat cost again. You're doing 120, you can kill a Cramorant. In that same example though, if we're using Leafeon, you're doing 60 damage. All of a sudden you have a 3 prizer in the active. You're not taking a knockout up against a single prizer. They can run Sky Sailstone, they can kill you. Not going to have a good time, but up against VMAX and V-Star Pokemon, that's where Leafeon's going to shine. So for example, Arceus V-Star has a retreat cost of 2. If you have 2 Spite Ops in play, that brings it up to a retreat cost of 4. You're doing 240, Choice Belt 270, just shy. So let's put another Spite Ops down. All of a sudden you're doing 300 damage. That's pretty good. Most VMAX is currently seeing play, being, well, Duraludon and Kyurem have retreat costs of 3 already. So 2 Spite Ops in play, you're doing 300, Choice Belt, you get to that number. The one where it does get a little bit tricky is Mew VMAX, which is still seeing quite a bit of play. But with Mew, they're using double turbo energy to pay for their attack. We have Temple of Sinnoh, which can make that a little bit difficult for them. They're also mostly focusing on using Genesect's attack, which they can't use 2 turns in a row. They use it, they have to retreat out. We're making them really heavy by having Spite Ops in play. They either have to choose to discard that double turbo energy and, well, they've wasted it, or they have to just sit there and get hit in the face twice. So it's kind of fine. You could run Drapion. We're not choosing to in this deck. We're just running Leafeon and the Spite Ops. Both hit some pretty good numbers and work as a really nice rogue deck together. Leafeon does have another attack though. For 3 energy, does 170 damage and heals 30 damage from itself. Can be very handy in certain situations as well to be able to use that as an option. To make sure that we're able to set them up though, Leafeon is going to evolve from, well, Leafeon V. There's 2 in format at the moment, but one has a really handy ability in Greening Cells. Lets you search your deck for grass energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon. Does end your turn though, so make sure that you've done everything else that you want to get done that turn before using this ability. The way I like to go about it is have 2 Leafeon in play, 1 sitting in the active, attach for turn, then use Greening Cells and attach to the other one. So even if our opponent has the means of, well, knocking out one of them, we have another attacker that's just 1 energy away from being able to attack the following turn. To make sure that we're getting the deck set up though, we are going to be running a 2/2 line of Bibarel. It's got the Industrious Incisor ability, which lets you draw until you have 5 cards in your hand each turn. It's pretty nice. We're not running with Skwovet, unfortunately, so you can get into some kind of bricked hands, but it's a trade-off. We're really tight on bench space with this deck. You typically want 3 Spite Ops in play, 2 Leafeon, and then 1 Bibarel. So if you wanted to get the squirrel in there too, it's just like, well, where's he going to go? You're either doing less damage or you're a bit less consistent. It's one of those kind of tight trade-offs. What's your thoughts on it? Do you think Skwovet gets a spot or we find where we're at? The other tech Pokemon we will be running though is Manaphy, since there's certain matchups where you really need bench protection. Lost Box with Kyogre, They can take out 2 Spidops or a Spidops and a Leafeon and take multiple prizes in one turn. Not a fan of that. Manaphy is going to help out. Same with Greninja, since it could do 90 to 2 Leafeons and be setting up knockouts to follow up with like a Dragonite V using a Sky Seal Stone and take 4 prizes. It's a bit concerning. And Rapid Strike Urshifu is also seeing a resurgence. So just having something to prevent them from hitting 2 things a turn, it's a good inclusion to have in the deck. In those matchups too, you don't really need maximum counts of Spidops on the bench, so you do have a bit more space for the Manaphy in those situations. For the trainer cards though, they're for the most part pretty straightforward. We've got 4 VIP Pass and Nest Ball just to make sure we're getting our bench established quickly. Everything we have in the deck wants to evolve, so we want them all out as soon as possible. We've got Ultra Ball to get into the evolution pieces. We've also got 2 copies of Mezagoza to help find Pokemon. It is a coin flip. Not ideal, but it's also a good counter to Path to the Peak, since if our opponent plays that, it shuts off our Spidops. We don't like that, so you need a heavy count of counter stadiums. You've got 2 Mezagozas and 2 Temple of Sinnoh. You could easily go for 4 Mezagozas if you want, just for extra Pokemon search, but I've opted for a split line because, well, Lugia is seeing play, and it does help in the Mew matchup quite a bit. For the supporter cards in the deck, we are running 4 copies of Research as straight draw, and then just 2 copies of Gardenia as our secondary draw supporter. It is a little bit thin, so make sure you get that Bibarel online as soon as possible. Gardenia, though, is very handy. It does give you straight draw, so you can be using Bibarel, get to 5 cards in your hand, then use Gardenia, draw 2 more cards, and if you have any grass energy, you can attach 2 of those from your hand to your bench Pokemon, so it's a great way to just be able to accelerate some energy. The other way we have to accelerate energy, though, is with Raihan. So if something gets knocked out, Raihan gets an energy back from the discard and then 1 card from our deck. It's a great way just to help set yourself back up after you've been knocked out, and can be pretty clutch in some certain situations. The other recovery card we are going to run is Clara. So if early in the game we have to use Research and we've lost some Spidops, Clara can get those back for us or get us energy to then the following turn use Gardenia and accelerate to the bench. It's really helpful to have. Our tool cards in the deck, though, we've got 1 Choice Belt to fix up some numbers, and then we are including 1 copy of Forest Seal Stone. It's going to be our V-Star power for the deck, and it's a really helpful one. Just lets you search your deck for any card. Can be great if early game you'd really need a VIP pass. Just get this, get it, set up your bench. It's pretty clutch, and effectively just, well, Raihan's effect without being a supporter card and having to get knocked out. So yeah, I'm for it. That's it for the deck list, though. What do you think? Are you a fan of the spider? You like putting people into some sticky situations? If you do, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to try the list out for yourself, it will be in the description of this video. While you're down there, too, if you want to give that subscribe button a little boop, be pretty cool. Just saying. But yeah, let's jump on ladder and see how we go with this tonight. Okay. This is a pretty sweet hand. VIP for, ooh, Lugia. Okay. We hit Tyranitar for weakness. Tyranitar is also a bulky boy. Lugia's got, what, 2 retreat costs? So if we have 3 Spidops in play, we're doing 500 into it? Or not, 300 into it? Yeah, Grass Beak, that's what we like to see. And 3 retreat. Cool, we can just kill him with Spidops. Heads get somewhat evolution. If they don't get a Lugia down this first turn, like, we're just gonna run away with it. What are you doing? Why you got Dura V? If you're running Duraludon and Lugia, do you not just run it with Mustard? And also here, do I just go all in on the Tarantulas? No, we do that. We do that because then we can Forest Seal and get another VIP pass and then go all in on the spiders. Yeah, that would have been a good idea. See how many spiders are in the deck. Yeah, smart. We just do that right now. So 1's prized. Awesome. Patch this here in case they do bring out the Lugia. We can Gust Kill it. And also into like a Dura. It's going to be a solid attacker to have set up. this we get going, it takes out the Tyranitar. They're going to take a while getting Lugia going, if they can even get Lugia going. This has V-Guard energy as well, so this will be doing less into it, but it's weak to us, so it'll just be doing like an absurd amount of damage regardless. Oh, you don't put the fish down, man. Oh, you do, because you need to get it out of your hand, but like that's just free prizes sitting there. Love it. Love it. How's the weather here? It's alright. It's winter. So like it's rainy, but it's not like winter in Canada. Winter in Australia. Okay. Wet. Still not buying an umbrella. No, not happening. Good call on the gift energy. They've accepted this is about to die. Sorry, Tyranitar. The top deck. Jeez. I'm so tempted to attach the belt on there just to do a bigger number. What are we doing right now? 90 plus 30. Okay, 90. 120. 210, double it? Yeah, it's gonna die. We don't need to do it. 420. And that's the number. That's the 20 number. Okay, they've gone into a Dura. Also 3 retreat costs, so we'll be doing 210. We're going to him. 240. We need to evolve 2 of these up to get him. 2 of these? 1 of these. 1 more of these puts us to 300 choice, but oh, we can't choice belt. It's got that thingy. The 4 seal stone. Capture energy would be very nice in this deck. Capture energy is rotating. That's D-block. V-Guard energy could be cool. Or Jet energy when that comes out. Jet energy is effectively capture energy, isn't it? Like search your deck for a basic, switch into it? Or is it just switch? Another fish. What are you... Okay, Luminion that into a Lugia? Please tell me you have one in the bin. Yeah, okay. They're Luminioning. That was the one they just put down, wasn't it? No, that was last turn's. Okay, that's a clutch play. Respect that. That was really cool. Like, they didn't get a Lugia out the first turn, but because Thornton keeps turns in play, the Luminion that came down last turn could be switched into a Lugia that was able to evolve to get the Archeopsis out, so they can get swinging. And with them starting to swing here, they're doing some scary numbers, right? Single strikes on there. 240, 1 more, 260. Just grab Fury Soda, girl. What's Jet energy do then? Is it just switch? Just switch. Ah. They could break it a little bit more. Okay, so he's doing 260. This isn't doing a big enough number, but it's surviving a hit. I'm not borrowing here, am I? No, we just Raihan, right? Raihan get into Ultra Ball. I don't want to put Mezagoza down because they get to use it. If we get into Ultra Ball, we can get rid of some of these Nest Balls. Yeah. I put another Leafeon down here? Not a bad shout. We can make them play an 8 prize game. Should have burned these first, though. I should have gone Nest Ball, and Nest Ball. But that's fine. We get to keep the switch, which means if they do some damage into this, we can just switch. We do this, we get a spider. Scales up our damage a little bit more. Check that there. Gets rid of 1, 2. No, I don't have enough to get all the spiders out. I need to Clara next turn to get them. There's no way that we take a one-shot into him. Where the junk? Must discard plus 60, you get the KO. No, I didn't get the KO. He's got that 30. The choice belt's on the bench one. I would have missed by 30. If this didn't have that and I could have put the belt on, then yeah, it would be Ultra Ball. We get into the other one, we take a knockout. Next turn, though, it's we Clara, we get the spider back from the bin. Like, we get this, we get these energies. Evolve Ultra Ball for the other one. 3 of them in play. We're doing heaps of damage. If they switch out, we're taking out a Lugia. If they don't, we switch out. Like, we can then Ultra Ball, evolve this Ultra Ball Spider. Yeah, it's like solid effort on their part. Right, I can just click them. Like, it never really wants to come when I do that. But yeah, we attach Sha. We go evolve Sha. Ultra Ball is going to get rid of Spider this. Switch into that. Easy knockout. Do this, more cards. Next turn, boss kill 2 prize game. Do a bigger number? Let's do a bigger number. That's a pretty big number. For not even hitting weakness. Yeah, that's a big number. And that should be game. They've got no way to take 4 prizes in 1 turn. We've got another attacker set up. We've got boss in hand. Like, if they try and stall out, doesn't really make any sense. We also haven't used many switch, eh? We've used 1 switch. Yeah. Nice. That was a solid match. That Thornton play they made, though. Respect. Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, hitting that thumbs up button's a great way to let me know. And if you haven't already, you may as well subscribe. You made it this far. Why not check out some more shenanigans as they come out? If you're after another deck list, though, there will be a video popping up here. And if you want some more gameplay of this one, there'll be some more, well, right here. It'll take you to the second channel. Till next time, though, take care of yourself.